So I made a video the other day that I actually uploaded yesterday, and I don't know, I put it on private, and I'm going to tell you why I put it on private, is because after doing some more consideration into what I was talking about, and I will quickly go over what I was talking about. I was asked my opinion about drugs and addiction. Now again, I'm just going to clarify, this is not for everyone. This is just my opinion, and for me, myself, what I understand now personally, after a kind of an epiphany that happened, is I have been coming on here and saying that, know, I'm going to continue to smoke marijuana and I don't think that psychedelics are bad, right? Which I personally still don't think psychedelics are bad, and I still don't think marijuana is bad in a whole. But what I have realized and discovered for myself is I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I'll tell you why I came to this decision and this conclusion. Is because I had cut down my marijuana usage quite a bit. To the point where, like I said, I was only taking maybe a couple hits a day, if that. And normally it was like right before I went to, a few hours before I went to bed. Now, towards the end, and I noticed it for a few months, but I'm just going to be completely fucking honest here. I come on here and say, don't be biased about what you think, and don't be biased about what you believe in. Just know what you know, basically. Do it for yourself. Don't take other people's words for it. So I had a bias towards cannabis. I did, and I still do not think it's wrong. I do not think drug use in general is wrong, as long as you can control it. As long as you know that you can control what you're doing, and as long as it does not affect you, right? If you notice it affecting you in a negative way, then stop fucking doing it. Now, this is what I came to realization since I made that video originally. Is, for me personally, marijuana is not a good thing to use daily or at all. Like, I'm just going to say right here, right now, I don't know if I'll ever not use cannabis again. But I'm saying right now, going forward, for a very long time, I will not use cannabis, because I am not going to put something in my body that makes me feel bad. That is stupid. And I'm not going to do something that I think could slightly lead me towards something worse, right? And what I mean by that is, I have no problem like I said, with marijuana. Stayed off everything pretty much while I was using it, but it got to a point to where, like I said, I had trouble waking up in the morning, and I hate that. I like being able to go on 5-6 hours of sleep, wake up, and be fucking ready. I hate laying there and feeling like I'm still tired. And I noticed that that's what was causing it, was me smoking. And I even tried smoking it earlier before I went to bed, and it still did that to me. No, I'm not saying anything wrong. Like I said, I'm not saying anything wrong, and I still believe it should be fully recreational to use it, because some people can handle it. I just know personally, right now in my life, I can't handle it. And it's not that I can't handle it, it's just that I don't, like I said, I'm not putting shit in my body that makes me feel bad. And it took me a while to understand this, to fully comprehend it. And what I mean by that is, I held that self-bias, because I was biased towards cannabis, and I held that belief, and I wanted to defend it to the grave that it was not affecting me. But I just couldn't continue to do it. And I'm not going to continue to do it. For now, I'm not going to put anything, even psychedelics, I'm not putting in my body for a very long time, because I want to tell you what I feel like psychedelics are here for and to use if you want to. And there is other steps you have to take. It's not like you can just take psychedelics and have an awakening or become enlightened. I mean, it's just not as simple as that. But I do think that psychedelics are a fast track, or if you are close to enlightenment or an awakening, then psychedelics can get you there. But this is the thing. Most people, or I'm just going to use myself as an example, have used that, and then after the fact, they continue to use it thinking they need to discover more. Now, there comes a point to where, like I said, you cannot question a question. You're going to have to just accept it. You're going to have to accept it and move on. You're going to have to quit running from yourself and accept it. And I feel like, even though, like I said, marijuana, cannabis is not a horrible thing, and it's not like this for everyone, I'm just using myself in general, I have to admit that marijuana was causing me to not live the best life I could live, and I have to admit that I was using psychedelics to try to find something out that I'd already found out. So what was the point in using them after I found out what I needed to find out? It's a fucking weird paradox, I guess you could say, because on the one hand, it's a catch-22. If you don't know what a paradox is, whatever, just catch-22, we'll say. It's like, you need it, it's here to kind of like, let's just say, it's there if you need it, if you're ready and willing to open your mind up and expand it. But then once your mind's open and expanded, you don't need it anymore. Like, you're just restricting it at that point, if that makes sense. It's a weird fucking paradox. And if any of you guys, if anybody out there can get to this point, I mean to the point where they have let go, they fully let go, they died before they died, don't question it. Don't run from yourself. And just live life. Burn the book and live life. Find yourself. Be happy with yourself. Find God. Burn the book and live life. That's my best advice for you guys. And I'm not preaching at anyone. I'm not preaching at anyone. I still am a huge advocate for cannabis. I hope they make it legal. Psychedelics, I feel there needs to be a lot more research done into that because it has a bad reputation. If you look online, the majority of stuff you're going to hear about is it'll make you hallucinate, it'll make you go insane, there's rumors, just going back to the 60s and 70s, they have tried to spread a bunch of bullshit about psychedelics. Tell me why acid or LSD or DMT or mushrooms are illegal. I don't understand why it's illegal. And I also don't understand why it's not being used to treat people who think they have anxiety and depression. I really don't understand it. But maybe one day we can get there. Things are turning around, things are coming there. But I'm just saying that eventually, you guys will understand what I'm talking about eventually, hopefully. Hopefully somebody will. You don't need something continuously. And if you have tried this stuff before and you have not experienced what I'm telling you about, then you may need to try something different in your life. Because, I took that shit probably a dozen at least. No, a dozen's a lie. I'd say at least 24 times before I experienced what I experienced. And I just think it's one of those things where you have to be fully ready to experience it. And I'm not saying it's one of those things that where, if you're ready and you say, oh, I'm ready, it'll happen. I just think it's one of those things that where you have to get your mind right, you have to get your body right, you have to, like I said, be extremely open-minded. And you have to not run away from yourself. You have to not doubt yourself. You have to not question yourself. And when you have this experience, don't run from yourself even more. Accept it. Accept it is basically what I'm telling you. And it'll change your fucking life. Like I said, for the better. I quit smoking cigarettes. I quit doing what I considered a hard drug. And then the other day I decided to quit doing anything, putting anything in my body that would alter the way I think. Because I have fully accepted myself for who I am. I have quit running from myself. And I have quit trying to fill my void with something. I've now officially filled my void with myself. And the love I have for myself, the love I have for my family, and the love I have for everyone around me. And that all happened with just accepting myself and quit running from myself and just accepting who I am and what I am. And a lot of people, like I said, are not happy with themselves. They don't accept themselves for who they truly are. They try to pretend like they're something they're not. And as long as you're doing that, you're going to keep chasing things that don't matter. You're going to keep chasing money. You're going to keep thinking that's going to make you happy. You're going to keep thinking that a certain job, a certain car, a certain house will make you happy. You're going to think that a significant other will make you happy. You're going to think that food will make you happy. You're going to think that drugs will make you happy. And what I'm trying to tell you is when you accept yourself fully for who you are, you realize you don't need money. You realize that drugs are not doing anything for you except slowing you down and holding you up. You realize that it's not good to put all this shit in your body anymore. You realize that you just realize what you've done for the past however long you've done it, and you don't want to waste another fucking second in your life. And when I say waste a second, you'll understand what I mean by that. If you get here, if anyone can get here, if anyone does get here, only 99.9% of people will never get here because they're too distracted. They're too distracted by politics, they're too distracted by drugs, they're too distracted by sex, they're too distracted by television, they're too distracted by technology. And it's kind of a sad thing too. It's kind of a sad thing that people have to fully die they either have to fully die or they have to get to a point to where they are old or they have some terminal illness, and then at that point it's almost too late. And what I'm trying to say is don't get distracted. Find yourself. Be happy with yourself. Don't run away from yourself. And enjoy the rest of your fucking life. Like I said, find yourself. Find God. Burn the book. And live life.